All right, good morning. Studio time. All right, so I'm thinking out loud, and I may or may not post this. I may post it way after the fact, so we'll see. All right. I am thinking about, and I very much have on my mind right now, my situation with the PhD. So I think I'm going to try to just talk out loud, as though you were a friend. So maybe it's a good practice too, because tomorrow I have a meeting in the morning with the ombudsman. So I've started that process last week. Just a request for service from the ombudsman, and they asked for more information, and I replied to them that I didn't want to, that even though I had saved the email chains, and I have them in a PDF, like on my desktop in my computer, I didn't want to just forward them, because I haven't yet told everyone that I'm initiating the ombudsman process. This is super scary for me. It's completely tied into my relationship to authority, and it's a bigger deal than just resolving a relatively, well, like a medium-sized, I think, misunderstanding. And I'm trying to resolve it when it's medium-sized, because it will continue to roll into an avalanche of impossibility. Like, I won't be able to write the dissertation if I can't get past, get my supervisor past the proposal. Like, I need her to just accept it as it was and let me do my thing, because my dissertation is not going to be a copy of the proposal. And this is because I am a creative person, and this is a fundamental approach to research that I have, and I am trying to get people who have been very much formed by the positivist century that we've just been through. And I think academically, the arguments have been made, right? And even now, all those arguments for personal choice and personal freedom at all ages, even when vulnerable and dependent, that element of personal choice is the key to learning. It's the key to human development. It couldn't be the most beautiful and thorough, ethical way of being ever posited on this planet, more perfect even than God. And if it is imposed, it is without its full value. So what we know about human beings is that if you force them, they will pretend and not learn the lesson. And a little bit of good will come of that. But, and I think maybe all major religions say this, and science says it too, and education as a field has all the evidence, they just haven't said it out loud as loudly as I want to. Personal choice. If you want to teach somebody, you live what you want them to see as possible. And then you accept what they see and you help them be what they want to be, what they're inspired to be. You help people do what they want to do, tell the stories they need to tell. And it is always good enough when the person is actually free to share their truth. It is always good enough. It is always enough. Okay? Sometimes, and I think this is one of those times, we outgrow our teachers in not a hubris way, but in the lesson to be learned is learned way. And I think that one of the lessons I'm learning is about myself. It's about the way I navigate relationships and what I need to be successful in my endeavors. And sometimes I put myself, I have this feeling that I've put myself and my desires on hold since I entered school, since grade 1, since 6 years old. I've been on pause as an artist because there's never enough time to do all the things that are asked of me and also produce what I want to produce, the vision that's in my mind, right? And I feel like I've done that over and over again, like put myself aside to get through the day and then put myself aside to have a baby and then put myself aside to have 2 babies and then put myself aside to care for them until they went to school and then put myself aside when they were in school still. I was like, okay, well, I'll level up because I've been putting myself aside. And I got caught in this, like, trying to catch up by having children when my biological clock screamed to do it. I couldn't participate in the normal timings of a male-oriented and dominated society, and none of that has actually changed. Yeah, girls can do whatever they want to do as long as that doesn't include children, because we still don't adequately support mothers or young families. We really don't, as a society, make it much easier, or we don't level the playing field. That's what I want to say. We really don't. And so now I've come through 4 children, my 2 youngest are in school, and I've spent 10 years now with this supervisor, and she said so many little tiny things to me over the years now. They accumulate, and the way my memory works is that I hear, like, my attention is pulled by sound. So I hear and then I see, and I remember sound like a record. It's just like a record player. It's a recording in my mind. So I can just go, bloop, bloop. I can speed it up. I can slow it down. I can have several tracks. And when it's a situation, I can just replay the audio. I can't replay the video though. So it's not that much of a superpower, okay? Nobody trusts it but me, first of all. But I do have the audio memory, and I can hear. And because those moments were infused with some kind of importance and I don't know what they were, these were just little offhand things that she let drop that my mind hung on to, was like, oh, warning, red alert. So over time, I've accumulated a few little red alerts. And now that I can put them together and sort of look at our time together and how things have tended to be, I can understand that she doesn't trust my process. It's too invisible for her. And I don't think she realizes that she doesn't trust my process. I think she very much trusts her own process and is trying to maybe impose it in some ways. And I, of course, I'm entirely resistant to all direction, right? And that's okay. That's okay, because I don't know. I really feel like a droplet of water. I don't feel like I'm resistant to direction. I just feel like I am aware when I'm in a current that's bigger than me. And then I snap into, okay, I'm in a current here that I don't want to be in, so I'm going to go this way. I just want to go my own way. I want to do my thing. Something magnificent will come of it. And, but I need the time to do it, right? Like, it's time to set aside the blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna, it, and just do it, you know? Anyway, it may not be a PhD. It may not come out to that. But I know I'm continuing with my art, and I'm hoping that it can be accepted eventually. I am going to write it up into the 3 papers. I'm just going to continue to meet the requirements and see what happens. If there's an easy way to shift it to a different committee in a different university, or an easy-ish way, I don't know. I have to think about it. I have to think about it very thoroughly. And I haven't had the time to. I'm going to talk to the ombuds person. They're going to help me. They're going to help me because I want to know what the rules are. What are the procedures? What steps should we be taking? Because I think that out of kindness and mistrust, my supervisor's trying to take a certain direction that's not correct. I feel like it's not correct. I feel like it's not correct enough to walk away. So the ombuds person will just tell us what's correct, what's not correct. And then we'll probably email back and forth. And maybe by the end of the week, we'll have it resolved. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an easy resolve because there's a procedure to follow. Somebody has a heart attack in the middle of their presentation. What does that mean for their project? I can't be the only person this has ever happened to. Not that I had a heart attack. I had a panic attack, which is just almost works on the same biochemistry level, all right? Involves a lot of the same systems, and one is triggered by the situation, and the other might also be, there's no real difference between them when I really come down to it. So that's what I want to find out. Like, this constant rework it this way, rework it that way. Like, I understand that all that work needs to be done, but not for the grades of the proposal because it's too much. It's rechanging the whole thing now. Like, no, grade the proposal and move on. I'll write a summary of the changes, and that'll be that, I mean, come on. When it comes to rewriting things over and over again, and then they morph into something completely different. But the thing is, that's another misunderstanding. It's not completely different. It's just that my committee hasn't paid enough attention to my writing to understand that what I'm proposing is still what I'm proposing. Like, I haven't changed anything at all because I've already done all my data collection. I've changed nothing, right? So pass or fail. Let me be. Let me get on with it. Stop making me rewrite the thing that I already wrote and is now developed into something a little bit different, like all projects do when you're doing them, right? So, I'm tired of fighting I'm tired of I'm tired of fighting and justifying my work, and I'm tired of being constantly devalued and redirected. So I don't know what to do. We'll just have to find out.